Hello, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to create this very simple beginner everyday neutral makeup look. So if you are interested, please keep on watching. So I have already primed my face and put on some foundation. So today the primer I used is two products. The first one is this Glassy, it's a touching so Glassy something face balm. So I actually received this from BWWCosmetics back in October, I believe. I really like this one because I'm gonna say that again, I have a super dry skin. So this one actually gives me a pretty hydrated skin. So I like it. Then afterwards, I put on this Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. This is my all-time favorite foundation primer. I always used it in summer just by itself, but in winter my face is just too dry. So if I only use this one, then it would give me breakouts. Honestly, when my face was even drier than now, it would give me breakouts no matter what. Even if I put a layer of that face balm, touching so face balm that I just showed you, then it still would give me very bad breakouts. But I'm glad that my skin is better now, so I could use this primer. This primer is really, really awesome. It really sets a very good base for makeup. Then the foundation I used today is this Milani Concealer plus Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. I'm in the shade Ivory. Honestly, I think this color is a little bit too warm for me. I could totally use a more neutral toned color, but I only have this one. So honestly, generally, when my skin was drier, I would use this lime tone foundation. So usually in winter, I use this foundation. Today, I have a lot of skin imperfection to cover up, so I decided to use the Milani one. But this one is very beautiful. Like what I said, it's medium coverage, but it dries matte and it's very hydrating. So that's why I really like this foundation. It's my go-for foundation in winter in general. For concealer, I use this Pretty Vulgar Undercover concealer, which I just received in BWWCosmetics this month. I really like this concealer, but just my skin imperfection is too much right now. So even though I use the concealer and full coverage foundation, it still didn't work perfectly. But you know what? We're just gonna go from there. So now I'm gonna do my brows, which is the most time-consuming part of doing makeup. But we'll see what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna use this Benefit Good Proof Brow Pencil. This is my go-to brow pencil. I know sometimes I use other brow pencils. It's just I feel like this one works the best for me. And also it has a interesting shape. So it's not. See, it has a smaller side and bigger side, so it works very well when you do the brows. And I totally need to get my brows cleaned up, but that's okay. I think I can get it to work. So when I'm filling my brows, I don't necessarily worry too much about where I go, because later I'm gonna use some concealer to clean up the edges anyways, so that's okay. I am not super good with my brows, and I think if I get my brows cleaned, then it's easier to fill. But now it's just gonna be more difficult. But you know what? We're gonna get it to work. So now I'm gonna use this tiny little brush, I think it's a pencil brush, to clean up to take some concealer to clean out the edge of my brows. So I'm done with my brows. I didn't go very heavy-handed with my brows today because like what I said, I wanted this to be a look that I would wear to go to work. The next step, I'm gonna go for bronzer. Then today I'm gonna use this Tarte palette, which I really like these two lighter bronzer shade. Especially this one is the lightest one. It's just to give my face a little bit, like just a little bit of bronzer, not too much. I realized all of my brushes are dirty, so after today I'm totally gonna wash these. But today, you know what? Let's just do it. So this is one, and this is the e.l.f. brush, a highlighting brush, but I use it for bronzer. I know usually people use bigger brush to do bronzer. However, I think my face is just smaller in general. So I always go for like one size smaller for brushes. Like people say, oh, this one's for highlighter, then I will use it for bronzer. Then people say, this one is for blending eyeshadows, then I will use it for highlighter. You know, stuff like that. But makeup is very personal anyways, right? So as long as it works, I don't think it's a big problem. So I'm just gonna go very light-handed with my bronzer, because honestly I don't know if it's my stereotype or something. I feel like Asian faces, you know, they're not very structured. Like they're like more soft with their edges. So sometimes when I do very heavy bronzer, I don't think it looks good. So I don't know, maybe you can see from my videos, I in general don't use a very heavy-handed bronzer anyways. I may go a little bit darker with my bronzer for my videos, but usually not that much. Just because I don't think I look good with a very heavy bronzer. My hair is really standing in the way, even though I try to pull it back, but yeah, that's my hair. But that's okay. Yep, so I got my face bronzed a little bit, you know, with a little bit more dimension. Then I go for my blush. I know a lot of people are like, oh, we don't have to use blush, but what just happened? So yeah, but I have to use blush. I make my look more healthy. I don't know why I feel that way. Maybe it's just the way my look is. So today the blush I'm using is this Milani Baked blush. It's in the shade number 5. It's that word, Luminoso? Maybe. Well, but it's number 5. You can totally find it online with a name, just in case I pronounced it wrong. I really like this blush because it gives so it's not completely matte. It has a little bit of shimmer, but very, very subtle. And this shade is not too overwhelming. It really just to give the face a little bit blushy looking. So, and it applies very well. It's very smooth. So I really like this one. It's totally my go-for blush for a month. Yeah, ever since I got it. It's forever. But so that's blush. Then next up, I'm gonna do my highlighter. Today I'm gonna use this Becca highlighter in the shade, let me see, Champagne Pop. Generally, I don't do highlighter like right after bronzer and blush. I always do it at the end because I feel like I always use a highlighter to highlight my inner corner and on top of my mouth, my lip. So those things I like to do after eyeshadows and lipsticks. That's why I always do blush. I always do highlighter last, but today I'm not gonna do that, so I'm just gonna do it immediately. It's a very pretty shade. Look at that. I really like this highlighter. And also this highlighter, if I go with a light hand, then it's not gonna be very, very strong. A little bit stronger than I expected, but that's okay. third, let's do eyeshadows. But today I'm just gonna create a very simple eyeshadow look. And I'm gonna use this Naked Urban Decay Naked Original palette. I know I really shouldn't have used this because this palette has been discontinued, and they brought back, no, not brought back, they brought a eyeshadow palette called Naked Reloaded or Naked Reload, something like that. But honestly, I don't think that palette is as pretty as this one. I mean, look at this one, it's just so pretty. But the reason I still chose this palette to do today's eye look is because it's so classic. But I have to say this mirror sitting in front of me is really distracting. But we're gonna work with that. Well, yeah. So this palette is really pretty, right? You can see there are 4 neutral shades except of these 2. Let's see. I'm just gonna use these 2 colors. The color called Naked and the color called Balm. Oh my god, I haven't primed my eyes yet. So, well, I'm just gonna use some concealer to just put a little bit on my eyelid. That's good enough. Then just use my hand to blend it out a little. That's okay. Today I am not gonna put a lot of color on my eyelids, so I just need a little bit of primer. I usually use that, no, I used to use the Urban Decay, what's that thing called? The primer potion or something like that. I think that thing is very famous, but that one is getting old, so I don't want to use that anymore. That's why now I'm just using concealer. And it works pretty well. Okay, let's start again. Still, I'm using this very fluffy brush just to put this shade called Naked all over my eye area, but probably not too much above my crease. Now I'm gonna use this Sigma collab with a Tremwood brush. I know it's dirty as well, but it's okay. I checked it doesn't really have color on it. So now I'm gonna go in with this ball color right here, just a slightly darker brown color, and just apply it on my eyelid. Not even gonna go much into my crease, so pretty much just on my eyelid. Then I am going to blend it out, the 2 colors together. Yeah, I feel like doing eyeshadows just takes a lot of blending. But honestly, if I'm wearing this to work, I really won't blend that much because I won't have that time in the morning. So now what I'm gonna do is to continue with this pencil brush. I am going to mostly take this lighter color, then a little bit that dark color, then just to bring a little bit to my lower lash line. Yep, I think that's good enough, just to give the color a little bit of dimension. Honestly, I think for everyday eye looks, the eyeliner is more important than eyeshadow. If I really don't have time, I probably would run out of the house without the eyeshadow, but I probably won't do it without the eyeliner. So now I'm gonna use a gel liner, black gel liner, to do my eyeliner. Today I'm gonna use this Kat Von D Cake Pencil. I really like this eyeliner. It's very black, and it really just glides on. It's really easy to apply. My only complaint is that this color this liner is really difficult to wash off. Okay, so my eyeliners are done. So now I'm gonna do my mascara. Usually, if I'm gonna do this look for work, then I totally won't put on falsies because I don't think falsies are comfortable. So I would just do mascara then go to work. However, for YouTube purpose, I probably would put on my eyelashes. So we'll see. We'll see how it looks after mascara. Oh, did I say that the mascara I'm using today is this Grande Drama Intense Thickening Mascara? Yep, so I'm done with the mascara. Well, I don't think mascara is enough, so I'm probably gonna do some falsies. So I'll be right back. Okay, now I got my falsies on. Yeah, so now that looks like the real thing. Yep, let's do the lips. This one is from IBY Beauty. It's their matte liquid lipstick in the shade of Flirt. Okay, so my lips are done. I actually really like this look. Apparently, I am not a makeup artist or a makeup guru like a lot of YouTubers. I'm just like a lot of you guys, just starting to get into makeup and trying to be beautiful. I think there's nothing wrong about this. I feel like we really should share our experience. That's why I made this video. So I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I was being helpful, at least at some level. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.